Good afternoon, Wolfpack, and welcome to lesson 1.4, perimeter and area. Our essential question for this lesson is, how does the shape impact the area formula? And you need to have your 1.4 perimeter area notes out with you. And as you are watching this video lesson, you should be filling in the notes. Everything that I'm writing down, you should be writing down. If you have any questions or you are unsure of something, make a note in the margin. That way you can ask me when you see me next class. But you need to come to class with all of this filled out. Everything that I've filled out, you should have filled out. All of the things that I do not do on the video that are on your notes, don't worry, we will do those in class together. So, getting started with our vocabulary. A polygon is a plane figure with at least 3 straight sides and angles. That word is polygon, a word that you should have heard before. To find the perimeter of any polygon, you need to find the lengths of each side, and then you add the lengths together. Add up all the sides. I'm sure you've heard that plenty of times. To find the area of most polygons, you will need 2 things. You need the length of the base, and you need the length of the height. So the base and the height. Okay, so perimeter is adding up all the sides. Area is base times height for a lot of these. So you need the base and the height. So when all angles are equal and all sides are equal, we say that that polygon is a regular polygon. Okay, so for example, all of those sides do not look equal to me, and all those angles are not equal. So that would not be a regular polygon. But if I draw a perfect square with 4 straight sides and 4 equal angles, that would be a regular polygon. To find the area of a regular polygon, you will need 2 things. You will need the apothem, looks like apo-them, pronounced apothem, and you need the perimeter. Okay, those are the 2 dimensions you need. Now let's look through types of polygons, and a lot of this you should be very familiar with. A triangle has 3 sides, and what do you know? There's a picture. 1, 2, 3 sides of the triangle. Okay, a quadrilateral has 4 sides. Notice triangle has the prefix tri, which means 3, and quadrilateral has the prefix quad, which means 4. So a quadrilateral has 4 sides. Okay, pentagon, 5, and then again the prefix penta or pent means 5. Hexagon has 6 sides. Heptagon has 7. Octagon has 8, a nonagon has 9, a decagon has 10, and I say dodecagon, I'm not sure if I'm actually pronouncing it correctly, but dodecagon looks good to me, has 12. And then an n-gon simply means it has n number of sides. So if it has 33 sides, it would be a 33gon. Okay? If it had 100 sides, it would be a 100gon. Okay, so after 12, you just put n-gon, and n stands for the number of sides. Hopefully all of that is really familiar to you. There's some pictures here to help you remember, but I think that should be pretty basic. Area formulas. The area of a triangle is A equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, capital A is area, and then 1/2. Lowercase b is base, lowercase h is height. You could also say it was base times height divided by 2. Okay? Either of those work. 1/2 of base times height or base times height divided by 2. It's the same exact thing. Okay? It'll give you the same answer. The area for a rectangle is, or I should say the area formula for a rectangle is base times height. Okay? Area equals base times height. The area formula for a parallelogram is also base times height, but you will notice that the height is not one of the sides because the height has to be perpendicular to the base. So this height has to form a right angle with the base. And if you look at these sides, they're not forming right angles with the base, okay? So in a parallelogram, the height is usually, or can often not be, one of the sides, but it's a measurement from one base to the other that's perpendicular to the base. Okay, so it is still base times height, but you have to pay attention to what you're using as the height. And then a regular polygon, so pay attention to that. Regular polygon, meaning a shape with 3 or more sides and all of the sides and angles are equal. To find the area of that, it's the apothem times the perimeter times 1/2. Okay? So 1/2 apothem times perimeter. And again, you can say apothem, whatever you remember. So 1/2 apothem times perimeter, or apothem times perimeter cut in half. Okay? And the apothem is from the center to the midpoint of another side, and it is perpendicular also. Okay? So it forms a 90-degree angle with the midpoint of the other side. Okay? Think about it almost like a radius, but we're not dealing with a circle here. Okay? So it's almost like a radius, but we're not dealing with a circle. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, please make sure you write down any questions that you have, and we will do them in class together. Example number 1, we're going to find the area of the regular pentagon. Well, a pentagon is a polygon, and the formula for finding the area of any polygon is 1/2 apothem times perimeter. So they gave us that the center to the midpoint on the other side was 3. So we know our apothem is 3. Now we have to find our perimeter. Well, I know that this side is 6, right? But it said it was a regular polygon, which means all the sides are 6. So this 6, this is 6, this is 6, this is 6, and this is 6. Well, 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 30. The perimeter is 30. So 3 times 30 is 90. 1/2 of 90 is 45. The area is 45 units squared. Okay? Or if you wanted to do 30 times 3 cut in half, move that over there. It'd be 90 divided by 2, 45. So you needed 2 measurements. You needed the apothem, which they gave us, 3, and then you had to find the perimeter by adding up all the sides, which was 30. So 3 times 30 is 90, cut in half, it's 45. Okay, we're going to do one more problem, and then we are going to stop, and we'll do the rest in class. This time we're going to find an unknown length. It says find the base of a rectangle with a perimeter of 28 and a height of 9. The first thing that I like to do is to draw a picture of the shape in question. Okay? This over. There we go. Okay. So it says that the perimeter is 28 and has a height of 9. Well, it's 9 tall. And I know that if it's 9 on the left-hand side, it's also 9 on the right-hand side because it said it's a rectangle. And with the rectangle, the opposite sides are equal. And also said it had a perimeter of 28. So I don't know what the top and bottom are, but I know they have to be the same because whatever the top is, the bottom is also. So I do know that 9 plus x plus 9 plus x equal 28. Because all the sides together add up to a perimeter of 28. So I can easily solve for x. I have 18 plus 2x equals 28. We have 2x equals 10. So x equals 5. Okay? So that means that this has to be 5, and this has to be 5. And we can double check by adding all of our sides together and seeing if it adds up to 28. 9 plus 5 plus 9 plus 5. Add it all up. 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 9 is 23, plus 5 is 28. And sure enough, the perimeter adds up to 28. So again, I drew a picture. I just drew a rectangle to help me visualize it. I wrote that it had a height of 9. So here's my height of 9. And if it has a height of 9 on one side, it has a height of 9 on the other because it's a rectangle. Opposite sides are congruent. So that meant I knew that the top and the bottom, the two bases, were also equal to each other. So I gave them both a variable of x. I added it up, solved for x. That meant each side had to be 5. Okay? And we're going to stop right there. We will do example 2b and then the rest of the page in class together. If you have any questions, please write them in the margins and come ready to finish up. Have a great day, and I will see you next class.